What up, though? And welcome to Free for All Friday, man. Y'all know how the song goes. It's Friday, then hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It is Free for All Friday. Welcome to the show, people. Man, look at this panel today. I couldn't be more happy. Look at man. First, I gotta say, welcome back. He hasn't been here in a minute, but he's been racking up the shows everywhere. LNU, man, he's just been doing his thing. My man Anthony from Roar of the Lions UK. Good morning, my fellow.
Hey, good afternoon to you all. Sorry I've not been on in a while. Work's been a little bit crazy, so I finally had a Friday where I can sit down and come chat with you all, man. I'm really psyched to be back with you all. I hope you are all doing very well.
Okay, man. And y'all know I got to bring her in, man. She is the queen of the prom, Miss Valerie Bordeaux. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good now that it's Friday. Woo! I need this weekend so bad already.
All right, and y'all know who it is. It's the maniac, big maniac Tim. What you going on, my man?
Oh boy, I wish I had Saturday off, but hey, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
And the man, the myth, the legend. Y'all see him with that nice camouflage cap on this morning. It's my man, Mike of Chat Sports and LNU. Good morning, my guy.
Hey, morning, man. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Ant-Man is crazy. This guy was up with me last night and back up in the morning.
Yeah, man. Anthony be doing his thing, man. Welcome everyone in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's say good morning to everyone in the chat. We got my man, the Jazzy one. Paul Giroux is in the building. He says, good morning from sunny California. All jazzed up for training camp. Go Lions. And my man, Big Dan Spano says, good morning. How you doing, Dan? RV Jackpot says, good morning, Lions family. Good morning, RV Jackpot. Everybody, hope everyone's doing good this morning. And I have to say I made a mistake. I put out some bad juju. Lions actually rookies report tomorrow, and the veterans on the 26th. I said it, the 26th was the rookies, and then 30th. And I thought I read that somewhere, but that's my bad. So rookies report tomorrow. The veterans report on the 26th, and full training camp will be open to the public on the 30th. I believe that's the first day to be open to the public. And again, we will start our full week of shows 5 days a week right here on the show. 4 days of recorded Lunchtime Detroit Lions talking, 1 day of the Free for All Friday, which is live, will be Monday through Friday starting on the 1st of August. So we look forward to bringing you guys some great content throughout training camp. We know we're going to have some big stuff. That first episode of Hard Knocks is on the 9th, and we can't wait to bring you the recap of all that stuff, man. So if you ain't got HBO, you ain't got HBO Max, you want to get the recap of what happened on Hard Knocks, tune in to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk the following day. You'll get all the scoop on everything that happened right there on the show right here in Detroit Lions. The problem, my man, Dr. Detroit, the doctor. Dr. Detroit, he's in Iowa.
Can you say corn? It reminds me of when me and Jim and the kids used to go into Indiana, and the kids would be in the back seat and going, corn, ooh, corn, yeah. Look, more corn.
Yeah, that Midwestern farm areas. Now, we got some good things to talk about today. Then we're gonna slide into some questions from you guys in the chat. But first up, outside of Hutchinson and Williams, which Lions rookie can be a starter by the end of the season? I'm going to let Ant take this one first. Roar the Lions UK. What Lions rookie could be a starter outside of Hutchinson and Williams? Because, they kind of like the, de facto, they are already kind of slotted to be starters, what I'm saying? Especially when Williams comes back healthy.
Oh, yeah, they're both going to be in the team right away. I think looking at the depth on the chart, the probability they might be able to get in snaps early, I think you can't really look much further than Kirby Joseph, I guess, would be the guy who could potentially be the start because the safety room is barren. It's completely barren. There's no depth there, and we are supposedly going to be using three safeties a lot this year. So the opportunity is going to be there for him sooner than it is with the other guys. So I will take a guess and say I reckon Kirby Joseph is probably starting before any of the others after that.
Okay, Kirby Joseph. Maniac Tim. What rookie
somebody
outside of those two?
Somebody besides Malcolm Rodriguez? I mean,
I was trying to avoid back. I wasn't gonna go to Micro Mike to last. because I know who's going to say Malcolm Rodriguez. So,
Josh Pascal.
Josh Pascal.
Yeah.
So,
I-
okay. Josh
Mhm.
Pascal. Okay. Who you got, Mike?
I hope I'm just gonna say I hope Malcolm Rodriguez is starting by the end of the year. That'd be really good for no, I mean for seriously. I think that'd be really good for the Lions defense. Look, I think he's been a little bit overhyped, but at the same time, I like the young guys. I want them to be on the field. That's my thing. But I'm gonna go with James Mitchell as number 2 tight end. I think he'll be out there. I don't know if you guess he is considered starting, but having him out there help in the run game as well as be our bona fide number 2, I think it's really important for the Lions to have that guy. You know, we were trying to go through that last year, having a lot of issues at that tight end position. So hopefully he's good to go and he's starting as a number 2 for the Lions.
Okay. Queen.
You know I ain't saying Kirby Joseph. That's a clear hell no.
And that's he's from your team, so you know.
Yeah, and I should know because that is my team, okay? And hell no. No. My answer is not a damn one of them.
Not a damn one of them. Okay.
Nope.
I understand
my hope is one of the linebackers, Houston or Rodriguez. My hope is because I want to get rid of, Jay from Jalen Silent Bob. But, yeah. No.
Okay.
Not one of them.
Another one of them. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to agree with Val. I'm going to have to say I really don't see, not this season, but maybe next year. But the guys this year, the rookies this year, outside of those two, because I think they're no-brainers. Hutchinson and Williams will be starters by the end of the season. I mean, I think Hutchinson starts off the season as a starter, and if Williams was healthy, I think he would be a starter. But he's going to start on the PUP list. I don't think there's going to be a reason why he doesn't start on the PUP list. But yeah, I just don't see it. Unless, and barring injury, the only guy I see that would have a chance, if someone got injured, would be Chase Lucas starting at in a nickel slot. If there was a lot of injuries, say those guys, Jerry Jacobs, AJ Parker, they have a time coming back. They start on the PUP list because they're coming back off an injury, and maybe that pushes Mike Hughes to the outside because maybe Okuda's not ready. But that's the only guy I could see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I can agree with you though on that too. Is the only reason that any of those other guys would ever become starters is if the injury bug just hit hard.
And that's what happened last year. That's why those guys, you look at AJ Parker, you look at Jerry Jacobs, they became starters last year or got plenty of playing time last year because of the injury bug, how it really decimated our secondary and our cornerback room. So, yeah, I have to agree with Val. But right now, I'm not seeing a guy that could just bust into that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only way they get in there is injury. Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez, as much as we like to keep. I mean, I don't have a problem with Malcolm Rodriguez. I mean, I don't think he's the second coming of any of great linebackers that we had in Detroit. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the second coming of any great linebacker. He's not the second coming of Chris Billman.
I think it's really important that getting younger is vital, and hopefully all these guys can contribute.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really important. That's how you build a franchise, is through the draft and through drafting players that can be staples for your team. And we're not just talking about the first round picks. We're talking about all the picks in the draft. That's why I'd love to see Malcolm Rodriguez out there. I don't think by the end of the year, it's possible for sure. I mean, if you look at the depth right now at the linebacking core, it's cheeks. I'd love to see Kirby Joseph out there banging the safety, getting some turnovers.
No, you don't.
Houston, I would love to see Houston out there for sure with Malcolm Rodriguez getting younger. I want to see it all. That's how a team is built, is through these picks. Jerry Jacobs, integral towards last year. You just look at all Melifonwu, love what he can bring to the table. That is how you build a team.
You know Val gonna be down with the iffy talk. So you know how she gets down. You know what I'm saying? Who's the best concessionaire person in the stands?
He's my NFL hubby. Okay. He's my NFL hubby. And, we married now. I'm his boo,
All right, let's get into some of these. Get back into the chat. All right, John Doe says, "What's up, Lions family? What's going on, John Doe?" Tony Blumenshine says, "Morning, everyone. Myself, I think Kirby Joseph is going to be a starter. That's what we drafted him for. I just
have you watched an Illini game? Go watch Illini games. Go watch them.
Is going to have to be my man Elliott's going to have to get hurt for him to be a starter right now.
Go watch Illini games, and you will completely change your mind about
Elliott is known for being hurt.
He's known for getting hurt because he will get hurt in a minute. He would throw it because he plays with a reckless abandon, so he throws his body around. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He plays hard, but sometimes that costs you. Rookie Hall of Fame rookie year for Rodriguez, Dr. Detroit. Okay. FGB. You know how we do FTP here as well. Thanks, Joe Carbone. Okay.
Carbone, yep.
Carbone. Okay, all right, make sure I say that right. You know, because I'll add an extra syllable. Funny story. I was teaching a class in the military. I was an instructor for a while, and I was calling this girl by the wrong name the whole class. She didn't tell me I mispronounced her name to the last week of class. I'm like, damn it, why can't you correct me? Because
she's laughing at you the entire time, probably.
I was like, come on, man. You got the I was calling her Nobles, and her name was Nobles.
Man, you just
Nobles?
Yeah. I was like, you should just damn told me the hell your name was. Correct me. All right. Here is an interesting, because I kind of like this because we kind of got some unknowns here. Which free agent addition will make the biggest impact in 2022? Val's got a nose wrinkled up. You have a name, Val? Which free agent addition?
Only because I need to torture someone. I need to torture someone, and he knows who it is.
I already know. I already know what you can.
Baby shark, baby shark.
Dan Spanos, I know you're watching. I know you're in the chat.
Sorry, Booba. Yeah. Baby shark.
So DJ Chark. Okay. All right. Tim, what you got, man? Which free agent addition will make the biggest impact in this season?
I need to go with Val. I think
DJ Chark.
Yeah, I really do, because I think he's going to work well with Goff and in Ben Johnson's system.
Okay, I feel you. I hear what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. All right, Micro Mike.
Biggest free agent impact.
Yeah, which free agent will make the biggest impact this year? One of the guys that we signed this offseason.
Well, thankfully, you didn't say positive or negative impact. So since you just said impact, I'll go Tim Boyle. Because if he plays with
the addition. No, the guy that wasn't on the team last year.
Okay. Even though we signed it. How about this? I'll switch it up. We re-signed Evan Brown. If there is an injury to a Frank Ragnow, he'll have the biggest impact, because I felt like last year he had a massive impact for the Lions. I don't know how we re-signed this guy, but if there's an injury, he would have the biggest impact for me.
Okay, I feel you. Evan Brown. All right, so outside of the guys that was already here last year, no re-signs. The addition, a guy who wasn't in Honolulu Blue last year, Anthony. Who makes the biggest impact from the free agents that came in this year?
I think potentially it's Mike Hughes, because, I mean, we have a lot of corner talent here, good young talent, but he's actually done it in the league. He had a really good year last year in a really good team. So, you know, we need corners. And, you know, we potentially got them in the side. So we've got the young guys, but if he comes in, nails himself a starting job pretty quickly, then that's going to make a hell of a difference to this team. So I reckon Hughes will surprise a lot of us.
Okay, so Mike Hughes, I like that answer. I do like the Mike Hughes answer. Here's my guy. And we just talked about him. If he can stay healthy, I think Deshaun Elliott can make it, because he can solidify the starting position at safety, and he can play well with a Tracy Walker. You can kind of let Tracy Walker do his thing on the back end of the defense. Deshaun Elliott plays more in the box safety. That's what he's known for. That's how he kind of gets hurt because he's always trying to, be around the ball, tackling, throwing his body with reckless abandon. If we can get him into the heads up tackling camp, USA football, get him down with the Pee Wee League guys to train with the little kids on how to tackle correctly. we can keep him healthy and he can stay on the field because he can have a definitely impact. He definitely would help us with our run defense because it's absolutely was atrocious last season. And he lets Tracy Walker play his more natural free safety position. You look at when he first became a starter, that's what he played primarily back there at free safety. He's rangy. He has a lot of length. You got to remember coming out of Louisiana Lafayette, he was a DB because he played both corner and safety in college. So he has the skills. He has the range. He has the speed. And I think that would help him be more of a, have him playing free back there in the back end of the defense where you don't have to, have him around a line of scrimmage. Now, I'm not saying that Tracy Walker can't play, but we've had that problem on the back end of our defense the last couple of years, playing him in the box. And you see what happened in the last couple of years. Our safeties got beat over the top so many times. So I think that for me, I think Deshaun Elliott, if he can stay healthy, can make the biggest impact for the Lions on the defensive side of the ball. Just period of the addition. But that's just me. Another here nor there. So let's kind of get back into the comments. You know how we do it, man, because we want to hear from you guys. Close this banner out. And so checking in, Lady Douchebag checking in to say hi. Pumped there for training camp. Hello, Lionel of Douchebagia, or Nicole, whatever whatever day of the week it is. Dr. Deer says, boy is always going to be Mike's answer. Either him or Malcolm Rodriguez, just like how iffy is pretty much Val's answer for everything. You know what I'm saying? Which tight end is going to play the best? It's going to be iffy.
Yep.
All right. So how many shout outs do you think our defense shutouts would our defense have this year?
Twice versus the Bears.
Ooh.
Zero.
Shutouts, like zeros, like goose eggs. How many shutouts?
0.
Oh. And okay, Anthony's going with 2. He says both Bears games. I think everyone else is going with 0.
That's just a hit at me. That's all that is.
Yeah, I think
I'm going with 1.
Maybe 1. I think we can get 1. I don't know. Our defense was kind of lacking last season. I hope it's better this year.
I think the only way we get a shutout if one team has to forfeit a game due to COVID or something.
It doesn't matter to me as long as you play in the playoff and then you win the Super Bowl. Really doesn't matter. Don't matter. Okay, hey, I feel you. All right, so I think Tony Booth, I think our best free agent is DJ Chark, and the worst is Jared Davis. I think a lot of people share those kind of sentiments. He starts running around in circles out there because he's locked. We're going to know why he's the worst. You know what though? And I will say this: Dan Campbell was kind of disappointed last season because he wanted Jared Davis to play on the Lions, and then when he wouldn't sign with the Jets last year. He was kind of disappointed because that was the one guy when he was in New Orleans that stood out on tape that he needed some coaching, and he said there's something that they could do with him in the defensive scheme that they wanted to run in Detroit. And I'm not saying that by no means necessary that he's going to be a great player this year, but it's going to be interesting to see what they are willing to do with Jared Davis now that they have him back in the building. It's just me. I think that between him and Aaron Glenn, I think they may have a solid plan of how they may use Jared Davis. Not saying he's going to be our top linebacker. I don't know if he's going to even be a starter, but it's going to be interesting to see what kind of plan, if he can make the team, what plan they have for him going into the next season. So, I mean, all right. Lions. John Doe says join right now. Lions Nation Unite. So hey, yeah, go on over to that app, man. Go on over if you haven't done so already. Go into your Google app, Android or Apple App Store and sign up for Lions Nation Unite. It is your one-stop shop for Detroit Lions fans. You can check out this show. You can check out Anthony's show. I know Macro Mike, he's always in there posting content. All your favorite Detroit Lions content creators are right there in the app. You can watch the shows right there from the app. You ain't even got to leave. You can just go ahead and click
And
the
on
button
Game Day, we're
for
chatting
YouTube.
there on Game Day.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we're chatting there on
Yep.
Game Day. So
The
And we
Game
got
Day
some
chats are
we
on
got some
fire.
good announcements coming up soon. So
yes,
So-
absolutely.
So definitely check it out. Lions Nation Unite. Man, I always tell you, it's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. There's a lot of meet and greets that's going to be happening this year that's been set up right there in the app. People traveling to games, going to home games, going to road games, and they're setting up those things right there. You can meet Detroit Lions fans from all over the globe. If you don't believe me, we got one right on the panel. Anthony, right here from the Royal Lions UK, man, from all over the globe.
Plus,
man. So
there's
go ahead and check it out.
contests, giveaways, gear, tickets, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
So
go ahead and check it out, man. Lions Nation Unite. All right, so here's the next kind of question, right? So we're gonna discuss it. I'm not going to give my answer to this question because I'm going to discuss it on Monday with the fellas. But there's a rumor going around that a certain team in the NFC East wants to trade for Quintez Cephas, right? So the rumor mill out there in Dallas is that they're looking to come into Detroit and get Quintez Cephas off our roster. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys: would you make that trade, and what would you have? What would Dallas have to do? What would the Cowboys have to give us to get Cephas off of our team? So I'm going to go with you first, Micro Mike, because I know you guys talked about this a little bit the other day.
yeah,
So-
I just made a video today on it, and that is what the rumor is they want Quintez Cephas. What would I get? I think there's be two things here. First off, their linebackers. They have a big amount of LBs. I would love to take one of them off their hands. If that's not the case, Cooper Rush, their backup quarterback, who put up some decent stats, decent backup quarterback they have there, I think would be a major upgrade. And if Quintez Cephas is not going to make the Lions 53/55, if he's not in there, I have no problem trading him away. But if they feel like he needs to be here over Trinity Benson, I need a starting linebacker. I think that's what I would need.
Okay, I feel you. All right, Anthony, what you got on this one?
I wouldn't trade him flat out. I've no interest in him going elsewhere. I think last year he showed us just how good he can be. He was the first wide receiver to create a relationship with Jared Goff. They look good together. And, we talk about these drafts, we get these guys in, we want them to develop and play well for us. But getting this sort of system where they show a little bit of talent, then it's like, let's trade them, let's get something for them. It's not a good example to set for the guys you're setting here if you're just going to trade them at the first opportunity. I think he's going to be a legitimate threat here. We've been wanting a wide receiver core now for the last 2 years, and if he's a depth guy, then that's a damn good one. So for me, he's going nowhere. I want him to stay here. I want him to ball out for us because, he's going to be an important part of the depth on this line.
Okay, I feel you. All right, Maniac Timmy, what you got, man? Would you trade the guy? Would you keep him? What would you do with Quintez Cephas? If you were to give him up to the Cowboys, what would you want for him?
Okay. If I gave him up, and this would be the only if, all right, I'd want a second round draft pick. That's what I want.
Second rounder.
Yes.
Second rounder. Okay. All right, Queen, what you got?
I don't. What the hell do the Cowboys have that we would want? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So the only way that I would trade him is along Tim's lines, but I want more than just a second round draft pick. They're gonna have to give me something. They're gonna have to give me some more draft picks next year. That's the only way I could see it, but it's not. I wouldn't trade him for anything that's on that damn team. What the hell? What? We trying to go backwards or forwards? No.
Maybe they give up Zeke Elliott for him. No, I'm just joking. That ain't all right. But I will give my answer on Monday. That's going to be one of the topics on Monday is that, potential trade for Quintez Cephas. So I will give you, same bat time, same bat channel on Monday. Come around through and check that thing out, man. If you want to get yourself some Lions gear, go on over to Fanatics.com. Links in the description below. That's where I'm rocking this smooth throwback cap, with the throwback logo on it. I get most of my gear right there in that link at fanatics.com. A small portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. If you want to get yourself some Lions gear, go on over to fanatics.com. If you want to get yourself some Lions on the Proud gear, go on over to lionsontheproudshop.com. Get yourself some Proud Nation gear, or lnushop.com for some Lions Nation Unite gear. It's still gonna have some fresh gear coming over there soon. We're gonna be bringing some of the content creators. Some of their gear is gonna be over there in the upcoming months as well. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff over there with LNU in that shop. And if you want to help out the American Cancer Society of Michigan, I'm rocking my man Lions Man. I'm wearing his Roar Up shirt. The proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. If y'all know who Lions Man is, he's a Lions super fan. He's actually on the email that went out for season ticket holders for the Lions this year. His picture is on that thing. So if you don't know who Lions Man is, Lion Man, go over there and check it out. He's an LNU as well. He's a Lions super fan. He goes to all the road games, man. He has his costume. He's a good guy, and he does a lot of good charity work. So go over to and the links in the description as well to support the American Cancer Society of Michigan. That is a big thing for me. I lost my mom and my stepdad to cancer, so go on over and check that out, man. And just help out. So cancer is a terrible disease, and I want to go ahead and show some support of my man Lion with there as well. So let's get back in some of the content. Lordy, look who's 40. My man, Grandeur 12 is in the building. He be on that coffee, man. He probably drinking a Red Bull spike with coffee. Now he says, Reveille, wake up with Sour Major. Man, I was never a Sour Major. He said, wakey, eggs and bakey. All right, time for pancakey. Good morning from the West Coast. One pride, biting kneecaps. Cue the growling sound. Grandeur 12 is always on that stuff, man. He is always hyped, man. Good morning. John Kapler says, man, I ain't talked to John Kapler in a minute. How you doing, John? How's everything going? Welcome to the show, man. We really appreciate you coming in to the panel. Let's get back to some of these questions, man, for today. Now, here's an interesting one, because we're going to talk about uniforms and helmets and all this stuff like that over the last. You see all the new helmets that came out. Jets got a new black helmet. Panthers got a new helmet. White Bengals helmet. Which Lions retro uniform would you bring back for the Thanksgiving Day game? Ooh-wee. So we got some, I got a couple old heads in here. Uncle Timmy. You know what I'm saying? Which one would you bring back? Which Lion uniform would you bring back for the Thanksgiving Day game?
Most of their old uniforms suck. So I know this wasn't a popular one, and I know you like this one, Kurt, but I would like to see the black one.
The black one, the Matt Millen black jersey. Okay, I'll feel you on that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So for me, I'm gonna bring back those Barry Sanders ones that we're talking about. That mid 90s uniform. Bring back that one with the blue pants. You know what I'm saying? And the white jersey. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That jersey. Bringing that one back for one more go around. I love those Barry Sanders type of jerseys. Him, Herman Moore, that whole era. I was never big on the logo, but the jerseys, the uniforms, I love that uniform. All right, what you got, Micro Mike?
Oh man, there's plenty of uniforms I would love for the Detroit Lions to do an alternate one. I think there's two I would like to do, and you're actually wearing it on your head. I like that old school logo. I'd love to see that come back out of nowhere. I like that I like it. I like the old school logo. And I do like like you're saying, the Barry Sanders one. I think that'd be kind of cool. Those two, I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Okay, Val, you know what I'm saying? I know she's the retro Bears, how they try to emulate Michigan with the wing helmet with the stripes on it. All right, what you got? Retro Lions jersey.
Well, hopefully not a damn one of them, or to be honest, and in my opinion, because there's so much negative, bad voodoo juju attached to most of them that, and they're awful. But if I were to pick a throwback of any of them, I would like to see them honor the 1935 original jersey as a start. That's where their start came from, and they're putting a new start on themselves and putting a new modern twist vibe to it.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if you're old enough to, go back that far, Anthony, but any retro Lions jersey, I do like that one. That's the one I would like, that right there. I actually like those colors because of the what Micro Mike is doing right there. I would like it with the updated lion though. I like that jersey though.
I think they should put a modern twist to the original 1935 jersey and honor it.
Yeah. All right. What you got, Anthony?
What's the term you guys use over there? I plead the fifth. Sorry, I'm a fan of the black uniforms. I really am. I think it needs a little bit of an update from the Millen era ones, but I still think the silver trousers with them, I think they're fire, and I really, really want to see them back. Outside of that, an update to the whiteouts. The whiteouts need to stay. I love the whiteout uniforms. Just get rid of those damn grey monstrosities.
Okay. A lot of people don't. Some people don't like the color rush, the gray ones. Now this one is good, but I think that we've kind of worn. This one's kind of worn as welcome out because it's the only one we just always wear with the plain silver helmet. I think we need to update it with the with a, like Val say, updated, maybe an alternate updated uniform that honors that era, but it has a more of an updated feel to it. You see all the helmets coming out right now and all the alternate jerseys that's coming out with the new rule that now teams can have that second helmet, and it's going to be interesting to see. Like the Jets just released a new helmet this morning. The Bengals showed their new white tiger striped helmet. The Panthers got a black helmet. If we had black, I think the Lions probably maybe went with a black helmet. I think that we're going to end up going with a blue helmet, but with the alternate uniform, I like the one that Micro Mike showed, just with maybe an updated twist to it. I think that would be a great uniform. Let's get back into some of the comments today, man. This time is flying by. Dan Spencer says, I hate the gray uniforms too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say they look like pajamas. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was one batch for a couple of years with the gray uniforms where every time the guys sweat, it looked like they had a running
like
up the backside of their. Yeah, I'm like, no.
They sweat through the 95 unis. Okay, 95. John Kapler says, Dan Spanos is going back to what I said last week. He wants that metallic Honolulu blue helmet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be a sweet helmet. The
Bengals one's a fire helmet though. Those white and black stripes. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same uniform that Matt Patricia should have, except as a prison jumpsuit striped against football.
Oh god.
Oh man. Frank Simone?
Yeah.
Okay. Simone. Okay, Frank. Forget the backup QB. We need to replace Pennicini. And Liam McNeil is the only defensive tackle over 300 pounds. If he gets hurt, I said that. I said that. I think we need now. What they're saying is Sean Cornell is kind of putting on. They kind of beefing him up to play that backup interior defensive lineman. So okay, this one's for you, Anthony. It says, will you be able to travel across for the pond to go to a Lions game?
Yes, we're planning to. We're coming for the draft in 2024, so we'll be doing that. But maybe not this year, but definitely the 2023 season will be over for a couple. So we'll let you know when we're coming.
Yeah, if anybody come on down to the Carolina game, I will be checking that one out. So I've missed the last few, but we ain't missing this year. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. We're gonna be in the building this year, baby. That's how we're gonna get down. All right, so next up. Now this was a good one for me because I want to hear y'all honest opinion. This one, give me a bold prediction for the Lions offense this season. A bold prediction. Ooh, bold. Who's gonna be bold? We're going to the boldest guy on the panel, Maniac Tim. A bold prediction for this season.
Bold
prediction for the offense.
All right,
for the offense.
The offense is going to go ahead and give a slobber knocker to the Green Bay Packers their first game, and it's not good. It's going to be a blowout. We're going to blow out the Packers at Green Bay.
Oh.
At Green Bay, we're gonna slap those bitches.
Well, we don't play at Green Bay until the end of the season, but the first one we played November 6th in the in Ford Field. But
yeah, okay.
That is definitely a highlight.
Yeah, that is the most.
Oh boy.
Okay.
His reaction's even greater.
Yeah, Val, bold prediction for the offense this season.
Well, while we're playing fantasy here, let's see. Okay, here we go. Jared Goff is going to pull a Matthew Stafford, and he's going to run in 5 touchdowns himself.
Okay, 5 rushing touchdowns for Jared Goff. That's a pretty bold prediction. That's pretty bold because he don't do that. He don't do that. All right, what you got? Excuse me, hold on 1 second. My light went out. Excuse me. Go ahead, Anthony. Bold prediction for the Lions offense this season.
I'll go one better. I'll not just give you the boldest prediction. I will give you the boldest prediction as well. The boldest prediction of us all. I think our running game could be top 7 in the league. I think it could be that good because we are running behind one of the best offensive lines in football. It's got so much talent in there, and we have a good running back. We may not have a star running back like a Derrick Henry or someone like that, but we have good depth in our running back room. Swift and Williams more than capable of getting good yardage there, and Reynolds and Jefferson have both shown they can run behind it as well. So I think the running game, if that offensive line stays healthy, can be top 7 in the league.
Top 7 rushing attack. Okay. All right. What you got, Mike?
Man, this is a tough one.
Bold prediction on the offense.
The offensive line will start all 17 games with the starters that we have.
Woo!
Not saying they don't get nicked up in a game, but they will start all 5. That's a bold.
Start the whole season, 17 straight games. That is a bold prediction for your ass. Because we ain't had that in a minute in Detroit. Okay, bold prediction for the offense for Kurt. The Lions will have not 1, but 2 1,000-yard receivers for the season. Not 1, but 2. We will have 2 players that will have 1,000 yards receiving for the entire season. So that's my bold prediction. Jared Goff plays a decent enough where he can get 2 1,000 yards receivers in one season. I know he can do it. He did it out there in LA. So that's my bold prediction. 2 1,000-yard receivers on the Detroit Lions. It doesn't have to be a receiver. It could be a receiver or in a tight end. This would be 2 players who have 1,000 yards receiving.
Who's going to be running that? Who's going to do that? Who?
With the new offense, with the offensive line keeping Jared Goff healthy.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff can do that.
Jared Goff can do that.
Okay.
4,500 yards in the season. It's possible for him to do that.
I remember I got 1,000 in half a season nearly. Was it 900 over 6 games? Yeah. That's St. Brown right there.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done. It can be done. All right, let's get back into the shit. Val, that's just the case because the Bears can't get 1,000-yard receiving from nobody.
I can't argue with that. I just can't. I just can't.
Okay, here's a question for everyone out there. Who's going to the Family Fest in a few weeks at Ford Field? They're gonna have that. Was that? I think it's August 6th, I believe, where they have like the scrimmage is gonna be at Ford Field like it did last year. When the first time seeing Khalif Raymond and all those guys, and with Jim, God bless his soul, was like, I can't believe how bad Jared Goff sucks. So who's going to Family Fest this year? Shout it out in the chat. And go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button if you can for us. But yeah, Family Fest. Who's going? That's that's one thing that's it's different. Are you going to be checking it out there, Mike?
I probably will not be there because my family will be on vacation up north.
Oh, okay, up north. Is it up north or is it like you're talking like how far north are you talking?
Going to the UP They're
Okay, you
camping
going up
there.
north.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, don't be saying you're going to Flint and you're going up north. That ain't
Taking a vacation to Flint.
That's not the same thing as going up north. People be talking, I'm going up north. Where you going? I'm Saginaw. That's not up north, dude. All right.
Vacation.
Yeah. But Amara St. Brown says the Sun guy. Yeah, he definitely. I think he'll be one of those guys that will have 1,000 yards. Think about this: if you can get Williams back and you can get him back for at least maybe 9-10 games, I think he could put up 1,000 yards himself.
Yeah,
that kid's good. That kid is good. He is blazing fast. And speaking of that, now I'm a Generation X guy, right? So y'all know most of the panel here, most of us are on the top row. You know what I'm saying? We're all Gen Xers, you know what I'm saying? We can give two shits less of what a Madden rating is. We do not care what anybody Madden rating is.
Madden ratings are always bullshit in the first place. Anyway.
We do not care. We don't care who has what rating on who.
The only reason, Kurt, the only reason why these guys like the Madden ratings is because that's the only way the Lions can win a Super Bowl is through Madden. Okay,
same way with the Bears. So,
well, we won one already. We won at least one.
Yeah,
we won one.
Yeah, and the Bears can have a 4,000-yard thrower, can't they? On the
they can right there on Madden. They can do it all. You know what I'm saying? They can have like 8 All-Pros right there on them. It'll be the throwback players, but they'll have them right down the
We have Pro Bowlers all the time. We just can't do nothing with them.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But Gen Xers, we can care less about Madden ratings. We just don't. We don't care. Like even though I kind of like my young adult years, I grew up, kind of playing Madden. You know what I'm saying? I remember playing Madden it was on a Sega Genesis back in the day. So, I remember the figures, you can barely make out what the players look like. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Jim was obsessed with Madden. Actually, Jim was obsessed with Madden until
I liked playing Madden for a while, but
it was he stopped playing it we lost one of them. Okay.
So he had to bounce out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim loved it until I think it was like 2 or 3 Maddens ago before he passed away that he'd stopped playing it because it sucked. He didn't like the updates, but he was obsessed with Madden. I mean, we had a deal. My birthday, I would get a Sims game. His birthday, he would get Madden. We did that for like a decade. But, yeah.
Well, shout out to Anthony. He had to go back to work, man. Thank you for coming on, Anthony. We really appreciate that, man. Sorry we couldn't, see you out on like we normally would, but thank you again for coming on, and we appreciate you hanging out with us right here for Free for All Friday. All right, so let's kind of get back into some of these. Oh my God, the Madden reference. Yeah, man. And you see all these players, man. They're all upset. You know what I'm saying?
About their rating. I'm like,
have their ratings and stuff like that. And,
have you ever realized a Madden rating when has a Madden rating been right? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Yeah. I loved Madden, for a while. I think last time I played Madden was 2013. And that's when I stopped playing. So I remember, the Joe Montana football. I'm talking, from Sega Genesis. I remember those games back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
I think we played it until like 2009. I think 2009.
We used to, hustle. That was a whole thing, man. That was a betting thing right there. Joe Cabron says the Lions won Super Bowl under MCDC. Does he rank higher than Barry Sanders in your all-time Lions? Great. 2 different categories. Coaches and players is different. I would never rate a coach and a player similar.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders will, to me, unless someone else comes and takes that mantle, he will always be the greatest player to ever put on Honolulu Blue and Silver, right above Calvin Johnson. That's just me.
Don't worry, Malcolm Rodriguez will be above him.
Malcolm Rodriguez never. You're so stupid. Let's get to the last.
That's like saying Tim Boyle will be the greatest quarterback the Lions have ever seen. Come on.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no. All right, let's get to the last question there for the panel because we're getting a quarter till. What now you kind of answered this a little bit, Mike. I want you to go into kind of more detail. What did the Lions need to do to become a winning franchise, in your opinion? And now we're not talking about just winning more games. We're talking about, a winning franchise is just not about winning games. You know what I'm saying? It's about culture and fit. And what do the Lions need to do, to become a winning franchise?
What they need to do is what they have failed to do for many, many years, and that's be consistently good at drafting players. You have to draft young talent. Again, like I always say, not the first round. We're talking about 5th, 6th, and 7th round. You lose players to free agency. Instead of going and just signing every free agent, you just simply draft the replacement. You get the compensatory picks from when those free agents leave to Detroit. That's what you need to do. If you look at successful franchises, that's what they do. They draft their players and they keep the players that they draft instead of losing them after a couple years because they fail to work out. It's all about getting talent and cheaper talent and younger talent and continue to build the team the correct way. If you do it that way, you can have a successful franchise. You must draft your players.
Okay. Draft well. Okay. What you got, Queen?
I'm with Micro Mike on this one. I mean, I think they need to, what they're doing, they need to stay the course, stick to the plan, trust the process, whatever, technology or terminology Brad Holmes wants to use. But they don't veer from it at this point. I mean, and a lot of Lions fans will be looking at it, and if something doesn't work out this year, oh, we need to get rid of this guy and get this hot ticket item. No. That is, you have to, we've been saying it from, 2 years ago when Jim and I were saying the same thing? Build your house. You build the interior, you build the exterior, that you build the roof and then you get your luxury ticket items, your weapons, all your other things like that. They are on that plan. Mm-hmm. They need to stick to that plan. They need to keep to that plan, and veering off of it is going to be a huge mistake. So everything that Micro Mike said is exactly what they need to be doing within the next few years, and Lions fans need to be patient and not get upset when something doesn't seem to fit what they think the bill should be.
Okay, I feel you. All right, Tim, what you got, man? What does Lions need to do, in your opinion, to become a winning franchise?
Okay, all those things that were previously said, plus they need to have a win first attitude and win at all costs attitude.
Okay.
Because mediocrity is not going to work. You got to go in there and believe that you can do it. You got to go ahead and have the coaching staff that's going to elevate your players to play their best all the time, and every season shoot for at least 10 wins.
Okay. I feel you. All right. So my caveat is to add on to what you guys said. I believe in that. I think it needs to be, I think for me, it has to be in a holistic type of approach to the team, as far as making sure that you are cultivating your talent at every level. And that's players and coaches. You got to look at cultivating your talent where you can promote guys that, because you're going to have people that are going to leave, like Aaron Glenn. He may be getting to be a head coach here soon. Cultivate the guy behind him, like an Aubrey Pleasant. Cultivate that winning culture, saying elevate that guy. Same with the players. When you have guys, cultivate that homegrown talent. Like Micro Mike said, don't let those guys walk out the building, but be able to draft well. So if you do lose a player, you're able to bring a next guy up. So there's not a big drop off when that guy leaves. So you cultivate the talent at all levels, even including in the front office and, those guys. You have a good scouting department. Make sure you have a good director of player personnel. Make sure you're cultivating the talent below those guys to make sure that if someone guys leaves or gets hired somewhere else, and the next guy can step in and there won't be a drop off, or the next I say man, but that could be, I'm not talking gender specific with that, because women are big part of the NFL right now, and they're becoming coaches and front office individuals, and you're gonna see the president
team
out
owners
there, owners and the team president out there in Las Vegas. You look at these roles that more and more women are, having in the NFL. I don't want nobody to get misconstrued what I'm saying as far when I say man, saying the next person up. So cultivate talent holistically throughout the team. So once you become a winning franchise, you start winning and you have success in the team. There's not a big drop off if someone has, someone exit the building. So with that being said, that's just my my 2 cents on that.
And adding to that, it's having that proper vertical. If people don't know what that means, like military wise, from the bottom to the top, everything is in complete alignment from and each one is stepping up to to the next one. So you know what I'm saying? You've got to have the vertical completely aligned in all the right ways.
Yeah,
and all on the same page.
Yeah,
and never hire Matt Patricia.
Never hire Matt Patricia. That was I think that was probably the worst mistake that Martha Firestone Ford did as the owner of the Lions. Was
outside of Howdy Doody too.
Him and Bob Quinn. Well, actually, that was Bob Quinn's hire. She hired Bob
Howdy
Quinn.
Doody that was actually the worst mistake they ever made.
The homie hire. All right. So we got some more comments before we Grant just said the Lions are building a team, but they are putting themselves in a position if a top free agent comes available, he can come in and have the team around him plug and play. Possible building an offensive line, the running back room solid. I feel you. Can we keep EG defensive? AG? Who's EG?
I think he's met in Aaron Glenn.
AG, Aaron Glenn. You know what, Q, my guy, I think, to be honest with you, I think this may be his last year in Detroit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
Yeah,
he's going to get hard away. I think the Lions were lucky to keep him back this year, just to be honest with you. All right. Oh my God, just noticed the pick in the background. He's laughing. Who did he step on? Is that Moore? CJ Moore?
I don't know who it is. All I know is
that was
he
a step on
smoked
from hell. Roddy Trent says happy Friday. Happy Friday to all Kurt, Mal, Viking, Tim. What's going on, Roddy Trent?
Let's address this question from Q. I want to hear your guys' opinions. Quarterbacks, we have enough. Are they that good?
Ooh. Ouch.
I think I think we are that good. I think it is very good. And I know it's your favorite player, but I love Melifonwu as well. I think from what I seen on tape when he was in there, the way he stayed stride for stride with the wide receiver, the way that he turned his head, his size, I think he legitimately could be a starting caliber cornerback. And we're talking about you still got Jeffrey Okudah, you got Mike Hughes out there. I think and obviously Amani Oruwariye. I think the Lions cornerbacks are better than probably the media getting credit for. I think if Okudah can get healthy, I think that's just a plus. But I really love Melifonwu. I think highly, highly, highly of him.
Yeah, he was on my radar when he was on no one else's. I mean, it was drafted at a time, and nobody brought his name up. And Luke, I remember Luke G, and I'm never going to forgive him for that. Because he would go, what do you want him for? He sucks. Oh, he's awful. La, la, la. Oh, no. I wanted him for the Bears.
To answer that question, to be honest with you, Q, our cornerbacks are only going to be good as our pass rushes, to be honest with you. I mean, that goes hand in hand. Teams of good pass rushes or, good defensive lines generally have secondaries that play out of this world because they have the time to cover. They're not covering out there for 8-9 seconds. Getting cooked in the secondary because the pass rush can get there. So I think they have potential to be a really good secondary if our defensive line can put some pressure on the quarterback this year.
You got to keep in mind that this is a position that takes a couple of years to really truly develop and settle in and stuff. So we're not even seeing the potential of these guys quite yet because they haven't had enough time in there yet.
And I think with the tutelage of Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant, I think with those guys, the way they guys coach the secondary, they can be very good. You look at, I love what Aubrey Pleasant did out in LA, what he did orchestrate that secondary out there. And I think he has the ability to do that in Detroit. Yeah, definitely. I was getting to a few more of the comments, man. Yes, I would take Cooper Rush over Tim Boyle and David Blau. Shout out to you, Micro Mike. He would be a solid backup. Okay. Hey, I feel you. Really, it's our we already know that our secondary. I mean, our backup quarterback situation is terrible right now.
Mhm.
It's horrible. And I talked about this. We talked about this last week. We're talking about David Blau, or or Tim Boyle. I would get rid of Boyle, and I would still keep Blau as my third. I don't think he's a second. Just to be honest with you, I don't think he's.
I'm not getting rid of anybody this year whatsoever. You've got plenty of room next year to do everything you want to, and I believe.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this in the gold member meeting. So if you're not in there, you need to be in there because we were discussing this matter, and it's in the back of my mind that Brad Holmes already has his quarterback in mind.
Okay.
He already has it selected. He just can't get to the guy yet because he's a draft pick later on. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Williams was picked up now because we don't need him right this minute. But Williams was picked up for this quarterback, not for Goff, not for the backup. And when there's plenty of room to add to that money thing, you'll see this all develop just right. You all just need to have patience.
Possible. I very possible. I agree with you there. That's the case.
And like we talked about before, that TV money is going to be massive next year with the new contract, especially with the new Sunday ticket deal that's going to be coming in. $3 billion that's going to be with the new contract, and that's going to add a ton of money and ton of space to the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? Just think about how much is going to go up just with this year alone, with how much more money the league generated. That's why the cap didn't go up this year, because they were kind of really backfilling that money they lost in COVID. So they really couldn't raise it. They didn't want to raise it that much. But that salary cap is going to raise up the next couple of years. It's going to be massive.
The next couple of years, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff go down.
A whole bunch of money being spent.
Just ride it out. This is the year.
Yeah.
This is the year of to fight off instant gratification. This is the year to avoid that temptation, y'all. Just stop, breathe, because everything you want is coming. You just have to ride this year through. Just ride this year through.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Raw Detroit, last question. With all the new uniforms and helmets are getting this season, do you think the Lions will upgrade as well? They're due to upgrade their their uniforms next season. I think they will.
Next year.
Next year, 2023.
Next year.
They could have added a alternate helmet this year if they wanted to. I think they're going to wait until they change the uniforms next year, and they'll add the alternate helmet.
They might add a patch or something, maybe. I don't know, but they're not going to do anything significant.
Not this season. No, they're not. All right, so thank you for everyone for hanging out with us today for Free for All Friday, man. Y'all know how the song goes. It's Friday, then hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It is Free for All Friday. It's time for final thoughts for today's show. My man, Timmy, get on the mic and tell the people your final thoughts for today's show.
Okay, well, everybody have a great day, and just remember, Green Bay don't play at home until the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
all right, Michael. What's your final thoughts for today's show, man?
If you're just getting in, you need to rewind about 30 minutes ago, where Maniac Tim was talking about what we need to do to the Green Bay Packers. You want a good laugh? Go ahead and rewind.
Yeah. Be kind. Please rewind. Yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out, man. Thank you for coming on, Mike. We appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Queen of the Proud, Miss Valerie Bordeaux. Give us your final thoughts for today's show.
I just want to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us and having a good football conversation. So to answer some of the questions I did see in the chat, August 1st, we are going 5 days a week. 5 days a week, August 1st. So next week we do it's the same thing where we only have a Monday and a Friday show, and then we're going to go 5 days a week, August 1st. Okay. Well, and plus we got a whole bunch of more stuff coming for you guys. We're gonna have a brand new website coming out soon. Roar at 4 should be back by the time the season starts, and a whole bunch of other stuff behind the scenes. So you guys got to keep in touch and keep hanging out with us, and because it's going to benefit you really well in this upcoming season.
Yeah, definitely. Final thoughts for today's show, man. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us right here for Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk for Free for All Friday, man. Presented by Detroit Lions and the Proud. Thank you all for hanging out with us, man. It is Friday. Go ahead, take this weekend, be with your family. Take the next couple of weeks to relax and chill with your family because football season is back, baby. The rookies report tomorrow, or the 23rd, which is tomorrow. Veterans on the 26th, and full camp is be in progress by the 30th, man. And it is time to go.
And we will be going full blast. That's why we're taking that time off right now. But
so going all in.
The pajamas is coming off and the pads are going on, and it's going to be some time for us to go ahead, and football season is here. Think about it. You have a couple of weeks until we have the first preseason game.
Damn,
man.
Can't wait.
God, thank God.
So thank you. And I said it the other day. The other day was the slowest day in sports because the baseball was on their all-star break, and there was like one game the whole day on Wednesday. So I'm glad the sports are back, and I'm so happy for you guys being with us, and we're gonna have you some great content coming. I can't wait to watch Hard Knocks and bring you guys on all the updates and everything like that.
We're gonna have so much thrown at you guys so fast. So take that break in now.
Yeah, man. So new website, like I said, Val, we're gonna be relaunching the Detroit Lions on the Proud website. We're gonna have some more content over there, man. So make sure you come and check that thing out. So what you gonna do this weekend? You're gonna spend some time with your loved ones, man, and you're gonna relax, and then you're going to do one thing for your boy Kurt Steele. You're going to do one thing. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be that best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.